Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Dnice Knits. My name is Dnice, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Dnice1515. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched my first 2 episodes. The first episode is an all about me episode, which I'll link up here somewhere. So you can watch it and find out a little bit more about me, because I'm going to go straight into the knitting podcast and not talk about myself too much. The second thing I want to thank everybody for is watching. I can't believe how many of my family and friends who know nothing about knitting watched, and the people that I don't know personally that watched. That was so cool, that found me through Earth Tone Girls Instagram feed and my friend Katrinkle's Instagram feed. I'm so thankful for you watching me. I hope that you stick around and you subscribe and you watch the whole more episodes of me, I guess. So today I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing, because I'm wearing a shawl that I made last year, and my finished objects and my works in progress. Can't say that word, works in progress, and my future projects, which I don't have many of because I have a lot of works in progress, like a lot. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Edison Shop, which is what I'm wearing right now. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I made it out of 3 skeins of Cascade 220, which I know that a lot of people are talking about. I guess the former owner of Cascade 220 said some not so great things, I don't know, on Instagram, on Facebook, and their kids didn't really respond well to it. So I don't know if I like my shawl, but I don't really agree with a lot of things that were said. But it took me forever to knit this. It's a little prickly, it's a little itchy. I've blocked it, I think, twice since I made it, and I'll block it again before I put it away. And it's a little itchy, like on my throat. My throat seems to be like more sensitive than other parts, than like my arms or my head. And it's hard to put because I like looking a certain way. But it's so warm under my coat. I have a red coat, so it goes really good with my red coat and everything that I seem to wear. I wear a lot of blue, a lot of gray, and it goes with everything. So I want to make it again, maybe in 2 colors, like a blue and a black. I really love blue. My favorite color. So but I really like the shape of it, and I'd probably make it again. It took a while, but I'd make it again. I like it a lot. So that's that. And then I have one finished project, which is the only project I've finished because I start a lot of things and I never finish them. So this is a Premier Yarns, I never do this, Premier Yarns Serenity Sock, yay, in the surf colorway, and I love it because blue and green are my favorite colors, and it's so springy, spring-like. So I do a magic Caston, I think it's called, and then I do a fish lips kiss heel and a Jenny's stretchy bind off and Judy's magic Caston. That's it. I do 60 stitches on 1.5 needles. 1.5 millimeter needles, and that's it. It's nice. They're a little short. I have another 2 balls of this. I did it with 1 skein that I ripped out another pair of socks, but I only did with 1 skein, so they're a little short. It's like 40 rounds, and then the ribbing. I think this is 14 rounds of ribbing or 12 rounds of ribbing. I don't do much on the top, and that's it. They're nice. They might go to my mother-in-law. I might keep them. I don't know. I have more so I can make myself more. So that's it for finished objects. And then I have a lot of work in progress because that's what I do. I go from object to object because I get bored. So this I started as a waffle hat out of some random acrylic that I found in my stash because I'm trying to stash down because I need to. This is for a family friend, and it's called the Waffle Hat. So I cast on 76 stitches. I followed the pattern, 76 stitches, 12 ribbing, and then 2 rounds of stockinette, and then ribbing again, and then stockinette, and then you go until you start. I just started the decreases, and this is such a fast hat. I started yesterday afternoon, and I worked on it during the day, and then that's it. And now I'm at the crown decreases and have a Katrinkle stitch marker on it. And it's on a US 5 millimeter needle. And it's such a quick hat, and I like it. It's a little scratchy for acrylic. It must be a really old acrylic. I don't know where I got it from. So I might wash it just to soften it up just a little bit more, because I want it to be able to fold over. So I think I'm gonna go one more round, one more pattern, and then start the decreases, and it'll be good. The second work in progress I have is a sock for my best friend. And this is a, what is it called? Premier Wool Free Brights in the neon blue colorway. And I do Judy's Magic Caston, Fish Lips Gazelle, and then she likes a longer cuff, so it's going to be about 70 rounds, and then about 15 rounds of ribbing. And I have a palm tree on there, and then every 10 rows, I put this on there. And then the next thing I'm talking about is a Paton's Croy sock. This is for my husband, and I don't like to do ribbing very much, so I do ribbing and then I do a round of stockinette, and then this is a 3x1 rib, so it's three stitches of knit, and then one of purl, and then I do a round of knit, and then I do the ribbing, and I only do it on the front. Even at the top, I only do it on the front, and then I have the light bulb stitch markers doing every 10 rounds. Next, I have a Gap-tastic cowl. Sorry, I have to reach. The Gap-tastic cowl for my coworker, and I just started this. This is only 1 day's worth of work. It goes by so fast because it's on size 11 needles. It's supposed to be on a size 13, but I couldn't find my 13s. No, that's a lie. It's on a charity blanket that I haven't touched in like a year, and that's the only like big size 13s that I have. 29-inch. These are Deborah Norval, but they were on sale at Joann's because I think she's not going to be on their stuff anymore. So Premier Yarn stuff. So it's 8mm size 11, and I really like these needles. They remind me, I think, of what probably Knit Picks Harmony needles are probably like. They're nice and soft. I don't usually use wood needles. I usually use metal needles. So I really like these because they're nice and slick, just like metal needles. And the yarn I'm using is Stitch Studio by Nicole, and it's Belle, and this was on sale at AC Moore for $5 in the winter, right before Christmas. So it's really big, and I think it'll make a nice, big, comfy cowl for my coworker. And then the next project is for my husband's grandmother. I call her my grandma-in-law because I think it's funny. And she is so knitworthy. She has lots of hats for me and socks for me. And every time I see her, she's wearing a sock or a hat. I love how knitworthy she is, and that she's always like, oh, you like my hat? My granddaughter made it for me. So she was here visiting, and I have a blanket on my couch that she really liked, and she's like, you made me a blanket, but it's crochet and it has holes, so if you could make me a blanket, I really appreciate it. So we went to Walmart and I bought her yarn, and this is the blanket right now. It's called the No-Purl ribbed blanket by Purl Soho. And I really like it, but I do not like pooling. You can see that it's pooling a lot, but it's not for me. So for me, this is Walmart Mainstay Basic Yarn. And then this is the ombre one, the one that's like pooling. So the color is called Blue Skies Variegated. And this one is called Navy. Navy, and I really like it. I'm alternating skeins, so like I'll do 2 rows of the navy and 2 rows of the variegated, and I like what it's doing. I think it's really cool. It's getting big, but I put it down because I was getting bored with it, and I didn't want to put like negative feelings into a blanket for her, but I want to finish it before it starts getting warm. She's from Alabama, so she's always cold, so she'll be cold until like June, so I'll be okay. I think that's it. And I want to say that the Walmart yarn is soft, like softer than I expected. I really didn't think that it would feel as nice as it feels. You know, I worked with Walmart yarn years ago when I first started knitting, and it was like crispier, like old school, like 70s acrylic, but this one feels really nice. And I think like acrylic gets a bad rap, but you know, she's 79, I think, or 80, 79. Ooh, I'm telling her age. And I don't want her to have to hand wash something, you know. She lives in an adult facility, and I want her to be able to wash it and dry it in the washing machine at her facility and not have to worry about doing anything fancy. So I pick Walmart yarn, and she always gets like acrylic hats, and the socks, you know, I use sock yarn, but it's not expensive stuff that she has to hand wash, because I just don't think that's right for an adult. I mean, an older person. Even even some of my family, I'm like, I'm not gonna make them something that they have to hand wash and hand dry. It's just not gonna happen. I'll do it because I care, but they don't really care like that, and that's fine. And then I have one more future project. I think, yeah, one future project, and it is a cowl that I made that I love this colorway. Oh, I love it so much. It's Query Fibers Invisibility Cloak. It's a Harry Potter reference, and I love it. I don't know if you can see it. It sparkles a little bit, and I love all the colors, and I held it double. It was a fingering weight yarn, and I wanted to do, I had so many false starts, so many like shawl projects that I was gonna make, but I didn't think it would be big enough. So I was like, oh, let me hold it double and do, this is the Stockholm Cowl, which I've made a bunch of times. It's a free pattern. I think I've made it like 4 or 5 times, and I love it, but I don't like the way, I'm gonna take this off, the way it sits on my neck. I just don't like it. I don't think it's big enough. It like, I don't know. I don't like it. So I'm not gonna wear it. I haven't worn it like ever. I think I've worn it twice. And it's so pretty, and I love this yarn. It was like not cheap yarn. And she's from Rhode Island, so I want to represent. So I made this cowl in the summer last year, and I've been wearing this one a lot. This is called the Twilight cowl, and you mix 2 skeins of yarn. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. What? See the whole thing? Ooh, that was fun. You can see the whole cowl. But I love, now you're crooked, sorry. I love the way it sits on me, and the way it fits under my coat. And so I think I'm going to, and it's 2 skeins of yarn that I can't remember. I think this is Dragonfly Fibers. Say that 3 times fast. Dragonfly Fibers and knitting fever, I think. I don't know. I think that's what it is. But you use 2 skeins. So when I weighed it, it's like 138 grams of yarn, and this is only 100 grams. So I'm going to maybe make it a little shorter so it's not so long at the bottom. Maybe cut it off to like here. So I have to do some math and figure out, because I think you like decrease every 5 rounds till it gets up there, I think to 76 stitches, and it's on a size 11 needle. And I love this, and it's free, and nobody has made it. There's like 4 projects or something. There's not a lot of projects of it, but I love the way it looks, and I love the way it sits. So I'm going to rip this out and make it look like this one, so I could wear it, because I think it's pretty yarn and I should wear it. So I think I'm gonna rip it out and soak it, which I've never done, because this is knit on such big needles. Like, you'll notice that it was knit before, like all of the ripples from being knit already. So that's it for today. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you subscribe and like, you know, what do they say? Hit the like button below. And I have show notes below, and I'm thinking of starting a Ravelry group. So hopefully I'll figure out how to do that. I figured out other things on YouTube, so I can figure out how to start a Ravelry group on the Ravelry.com. And that's all. Thank you once again. Bye.